Pattis, Paul Slakis. I couldn't be any happier. I have two wonderful people here to speak to. They're unblinded, and I met Andrea Cataneo first, and at an investment event because she's a very smart lady, and it was a big joy. And she's been so kind to me since then. But I'm going to ask Andrea a question. Then we're going to get to Sean Callagy. Do I say that your last name right, Sean?
Callagy.
Callagy. Okay.
Yep.
In any case, we're doing good so far here. So, Andrea, you mentioned something to me. We're talking about. I'm broadcasting this. What we're doing right now is going to be broadcast to the world. You mentioned to me something very sincere about you and your dad, and I like when people love their dad and mom and their kids and their family. I love when families are happy. I love when everybody is happy. And that's our whole Pause the World for Peace mission is everybody be happy. We want to have a party September 21st, if not every day, at 12 noon. And just we're lucky to be here and to be kind to each other. So Andrew, what does that mean to you? What because it was Earth Day, we were talking about Earth Day, and you said, and you were reminded, or you thought of your dad. Why?
I was so, thank you so much for that. I was so moved about your passion for this project and how much you care about the planet and how influential you've been over the years. And my dad was such an inspiration to me. He was the first kid in his family to go to college. He only spoke Italian till he was 6. And he became, through the kindness of a good teacher who recognized how smart he was, he wound up accelerating. Before that, he had really no opportunities. He was put in, there was no English as a second language class. This kid was getting in trouble. And I tell you what, was a teacher who inspired him, who turned him around, and he became valedictorian of his high school. He was a PhD chemical engineer and was a big executive at Exxon for 25 years. But he wanted to do more in the world and left. He took an early retirement to go work for EPA and ran Region 2. For anyone who knows the regions around the country, it's the most polluted part of the country. And he attacked and helped. I mean, unbelievable levels of improvement to the East Coast, and was so modest about it. And this guy burst into song. Like, I felt like I grew up on a Broadway show. He was just such a guy who loved life and who was so much like the beauty that I've learned from Sean about integrity-based human influence is how my father lived his life. And that's what attracted me so much to the work that Sean does, is my dad just made you feel loved and heard and seen and understood, and like you were the most important person in the room, and that you were the smartest person in the room. But the fact that he cared so much about the planet and health, and it inspired me to want to do more. And I miss him every day. I may have mentioned I lost him to pancreatic cancer. All I'll say is he went in 3 months. It was horrific. But at his memorial, the common theme of the 30, 40 people who got up to say something beautiful was that he listened. This man leaned in and was someone who made me feel so special. And that just, even now saying it gives me chills that he had that legacy, because that's who I want to be. I want to be impactful. I want to make a difference. I want to make people feel like they matter, because they do.
And you do that. You are an unbelievable person. You are one of the greatest listeners. And I did a soap opera. I remember Larry Auerbach. He started soap operas on television a long time ago, Love of Life. And he used to say, the secret of a good actor is being a good listener. Because you need to, in a soap opera, the story goes all around the place, and you have to be able to not talk about whatever your lines are. You have to talk about what the person said right in front of you. So, and you're magnificent at this. So, so thank you very much for sharing. Sean is phenomenal. I agree. I just have met him through this Unblinded organization, which I recommend very highly for people who want to be motivated in life. And Sean, I will say, and you've been very open about it, and maybe I don't know if your title of your organization is built around Unblinded, because in essence, I believe you have some seeing disorders, right?
Yeah,
And you're living on Mother Earth, and you're also go skiing on the ice, on water. And since we're
yes, sir.
talking about this, so you're not letting something that occurred in your life, uh, maybe even change your life. If not, maybe it's enhanced your life. I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, well, thank you, Paul, so much. And I couldn't agree more. I'm so grateful to Andrea for the introduction. Andrea is now our company's counsel, my law firm's counsel, and Blinded's counsel, and I'm immensely grateful for that. She is a
Good.
genius and a master at the highest level, as are you, Paul, and just really grateful. Yeah, so when I was 5 years old, my mom found that I was going to go blind from retinitis pigmentosa, like her father. I am blind. I can't see a single thing on the screen in front of me. I have a little bit of peripheral vision, but you are correct, brother. I ski, double black diamonds. I surf in tropical storms, even a quasi hurricane. It depends on how you qualify hurricanes. But I love nature. I'm incredibly grateful. Earth Day for me. My daughter's a wildlife ecology major at school. She's going to be interning at Mystic Seaport, working with the sea lions and pinnipeds, all the pinnipeds this year. But I couldn't be more grateful. I surfed 82 days last year as a blind man. I skied 22 days this year in 2023 across this winter. And I work and create impact and love and enjoy the outdoors, because I think at the end of the day, as entrepreneurs, as human beings on this earth, our love for this planet and our love for people, it's a complexity at times, of course, but is foundational if we're truly to be happy and fulfilled. Couldn't be more grateful. And yes, my blindness, Paul, has been a massive enhancement in my life. Cost me my professional baseball career as Columbia University baseball captain in the ancient times of the 1990s. But what it has brought is so much more than what it has taken. And I often ask folks, and I actually did a speaking engagement this morning about, like, what if every horrible thing that's ever happened in our life, I'm blind, that's a horrible thing by most standards, actually brings a commensurate and greater benefit. And I have massive empathy. I know some people who've been through trauma and crime victims and every other thing could say, how could you possibly say that? But as a blind person, I do have an access, and I've lost people I love, and people I love have been traumatized horribly. But to a person, with the right choices, I've always seen, no matter what the detriment, a massive empowering access it creates. So that's what's on my heart.
You guys are on my heart. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be able to share you guys with our audience on this Earth Day live broadcast out of Times Square. For me, your keynote speakers, because the wisdom that you've just shared hallows life. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
It does. Thank you.
kind of where I want to go. And the Commissioner of Environmental Protection Agency, like your dad, Andrea, just spoke a couple minutes before you.
Wow.
So that's from New York City. So it's all good. I thank you both for sharing. If somebody wants I see there's a hat somewhere behind your heads. If somebody wanted to go to Unblinded, where would they go?
They would go to unblindedmastery.com. Unblindedmastery.com. And we're not just inspirational, motivational. We're here to help people accelerate their impact in the world. Philanthropic fundraising, business building, we talk about, and we feel very confident that the technology we have for how human beings cause yes with integrity is a very special and unique space. And when you have sophisticated, brilliant people like Andrea, again, my counsel now, but has been in this space, and very sophisticated people believe and understand what this is.
Okay. And I've already learned a lot from you guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
We
Thank
look
you, Paul.
forward to seeing you again soon, Paul. Take
Okay.
care.
See you.
Thanks so much,
Bye-bye.
Paul.
Bye.